Get all my producers on this, and my writers, and my mates, and my mum. Mum, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I'm not going to say more.
So yeah, like,
where mums are involved.
This being a diss track, I wouldn't have gotten that from this. It's like Rocky Road ice cream with like the Rocky bitch taken out. So
it's just road. It's just road. That is wow. It's the Remarka-Board Scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be fooled. This scoreboard is like no other scoreboard. This is Matt and Marc Remarks, where we react to content, review the material and context, and serve up our remarks, all leading to the final score using the patented Matt and Marc Remarka-Board Scoring System. Stay tuned this episode for breakdowns, backstories, and bruv banter. And for deeper analysis on our thoughts, feelings, and theories, check out the Remarka-Board Uncut series on the channel. This is Matt and Marc Remarks, where Marc and Matt do just that. It is a Matt and Marc's Remarks show where Marc and Matt do just that. I am Matt.
I'm Marc.
And today, in this episode, we're continuing on with the fiery saga of Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. Just got listening to 7-Minute Drill by J. Cole, which was his response to Kendrick Lamar's verse on Like That. Future and Metro Boomin featuring Kendrick on Like That. Yeah, we heard that response. We had our thoughts on that. So now we're getting into, I think we could say the first like serious entry in terms of Kendrick and Drake going back and forth. And this is by one Aubrey Drake Graham.
Man Like Aubrey.
Man Like Aubrey. This is the track named Push Ups, also called Drop and Give Me 50. So yeah, let's have a listen.
Nice.
I be with some bodyguards like big lean top say drop your little midget ass better fucking.
So that, my friend, is Push Ups. Man Like Aubrey, you know.
Best Drake song so far. I must say, enjoyed that one the most.
100%.
I'm still not like surprised by his lyrics. You always kind of feel like you can hear the next bar coming to some degree. It was a cool track. And the music, the production on that was banging. I love the track.
Yeah,
the track was
Boy Wonder
cool.
that produced this.
Cool. So was Drake turning on J. Cole in that track then?
He did slightly. You caught that, yeah?
Yeah, definitely caught that. I was thinking, okay, you're not best buds anymore.
One thing to point out, it may sound like it's all about Kendrick. It's actually not. Even from the very top, when he says, I can never be nobody number one fan, your first number one, I had to put it in your hand. He's talking to Future there. One of their collaboration, one of the albums that they collaborated on, got Future to number one. So you could say that pushed him to another level, right? You remember the album, We Don't Trust You, which is produced by Metro Boomin. And that whole album, and there's even the title, We Don't Trust You, is towards Drake. And Metro Boomin also has problems with Drake. And Metro is also referenced in this track. You pussies can't get booked outside America for Nan. I'm out in Tokyo because I'm big in Japan. Apparently Tokyo is some lady both him and Future have had dealings with, or is Future's ex, or something like that. A double entendre. I'm in Tokyo, but I'm also big in Japan, big out there in Japan. He's saying, you can't sell like me outside of America.
Clever.
Backstage in my city, it was all friend zone, like it's all good when you're in my city. This is where he starts in on Kendrick. You won't ever take no chain off us. How the fuck you big stepping with a size 7 men's on? This is the cool part of the battle. Any battle, I think, like the strategy, especially now with internet and whatever, like the stuff that you could do to package your diss, make it more than what's on the track. Single cover or the disc cover, whatever that looks like. So this was the front cover that Drake used.
Yeah, right.
It's got the shoe size stuff. So Kendrick has small feet. And he's small. When Kendrick said, I'm with 2 T's and we're snatching chains.
Yeah.
And this is also important. The track itself is called Push Ups, Drop and Give Me 50. So he's saying extortion, baby. Whole career, you've been shook up. Because Top told you drop and give me 50, like some push-ups. The Top he's referring to is Top Dog, TDE, that Kendrick was signed to. The president of that company is Top Dog.
Interesting. Layered lyrics, man.
The last one bricked. So he's talking about his last album, saying his last album bricked. Didn't brick, but it was Kendrick's least selling album. You're really not in shit. They make excuses for you because they hate to see me lit. This is an important part. Pull your contract because we got to see the split. The way you're doing splits, your pants might rip. So the splits that he's talking about is his contract splits, his record label splits. And he's saying, drop and give me 50. He's saying, so everything you get, Top takes 50%.
So cool.
And that's why he says, pull your contract because we got to see the split. The way you're doing splits, your pants might rip. So literally like doing the splits. So again, nice wordplay, play on the concept of Kendrick getting like mugged off and extorted basically by his label. Like, and this isn't interesting. So he says, you better do that motherfucking show inside the bitty. Now the bitty is city. But the reason why he said bitty is essentially like gang language. There are some words that Bloods, if it has a C on it, they replace it with a B. They won't use any word that has C because that's the Crip letter.
But that's common though. That's like, we change our C words to B's. It ain't no disrespect. And the Crips change all they B's to C's. Like, you feel people say, I'm kicking it. We say, I'm baking it. They say, what's cracking. We say, what's bragging. They say, oh, that's cool. We say, that's bull. We say, bomity for comedy. We say, bomity. Kool-Aid, Boule. It's like a fashion. Swag. Soul swag.
So, but that's actual gang language.
Yeah, right.
In some ways it's slang. You can say it's acceptable slang to use, but obviously not everyone in gang culture will see it that way.
Yeah,
So,
it's intentional in a way.
it's intentional. Kendrick himself, he has ties to both the Bloods and the Crips, with his family and all that, brought up in Compton. But I think his main connection is with the Bloods.
Interesting.
But it's important to note that Drake is not in a gang or a Blood or a Crip. So it's important to know that. Maroon 5 need a verse, you better make it witty. Then we need a verse for the Swifties. Top say drop, you better drop and give him 50. Here he's basically just saying, yeah, why don't you go and sing for Maroon 5 or do a song with Taylor Swift? You're not this hard guy. Maroon 5 need you on stage. Go find them. Then he says, you ain't in no big three. SZA got you wiped down. SZA's an R&B artist on TDE, on his former label. Kendrick's now on his own label called PG Lang. He branched off a couple years ago, but they're still very, very, very connected. He's just got his own shit. And SZA's got you wiped down. Travis being Travis Scott. Savage being 21 Savage. And that's who Drake's working with now as well. So he's saying, you ain't shit. All these artists are bigger than you at the moment. Like your label, boy, you in a scope now. Kendrick's label is Interscope. It says, like your label, you're in a scope.
Nice.
You're going to feel the aftermath of what I write down. Also, Dr. Dre's label, Aftermath. So yeah, so he's saying, I'm at the top of the mountain. So you tight now, just to have this talk with your ass. I had to hike down. I had to get down to get to your level because I'm towering over you right now.
He's always picking on his height.
Yeah, man, he's height shaming here. How'd you like if we name shame you, Drake? Huh? All brand breakfast? Big difference between Mike then and Mike now.
You talking about
Again, Michael Jackson reference, going back to that. What the fuck is this, a 20v1, nigga? What's a prince to a king? Your son, nigga. Now look, that bar was hard. That was one of the bars I was like, because it's very simple. Okay, you got Prince, but then what's a prince to a king? He's a son, so you're my son. Kendrick did the Prince outlive Mike Jack. Okay, cool, but then what's a prince to a king? You're my son. It's just a hard bar, you know, it's just a very good bar. Get more love in the city that you from, nigga. You'll notice that I'm always gonna say nigga like that because you can't say nigga in like plain English. It just doesn't, it's too hard. And
It's
so
just right.
It's just right. Not everyone can do that though.
Honed it, mate. Honed it to a fine art.
I've been just practicing in a corner, bro, like all my life, just how to get it right. So this is a big line here when he says, Metro, shut your hoe ass up and make some drums, nigga. The Metro he's talking about is Metro Boomin, the producer. This line, unfortunately, has gone on to live a life of its own. He's just like, Metro, shut up. Like, just go away. Go make some drums in a corner. But Metro does get his revenge in a big way. I'm the sixth god. I'm the front runner. Your nigga manager was Chubb's little blunt runner. He's now talking to, The Weeknd. They're both from Canada. He was almost signed to Drake. He wrote half of Drake's, people say it's his best album, Take Care album, which I think was his second album. And he wrote like a good deal of like the hits on that. He was potentially going to sign to OVO, Drake's label, but he found that he would be under Drake's shadow. So he wanted to do his own thing, sign somewhere else. They've had like an on and off friends at one point and then frenemies and then not. Many subliminals being sent again on songs back and forth to each other. Drake has done what Drake does, started going out with The Weeknd's ex for a little while, like a fairly high profile, I guess you could say long-term relationship for Hollywood. He started dating her shortly after they broke up, but there's actually like a real street element to the beefs between their crews. The Weeknd's crew is called EXO. Drake's is called OVO. At one point, they were going to be called OVO XO, you know, when they were closer. They broke up, some street stuff goes on, and not too long ago, actually, one of XO's security guards was shot. That was, I think, about
April 2024.
So I think what you heard about was something that happened at Drake's house, which was after.
Allegedly.
All tied into this.
News out of Encino, where a security guard has been wounded outside of a music executive's home.
The multi-million-dollar home belongs to Amir Ismailian, better known as Cash XO, who together with recording artist The Weeknd founded XO Records and has made quite a name for himself in the music industry. It is believed that the security guard was working for Ismailian, who earlier we were told was at home at the time of the shoot. Again, a man left fighting for his life. Police working on the theory that this was possibly an attempted burglary or home invasion, but they ran into the security guard first, shot him, and then those suspects took off running.
This is now all aimed at them and The Weeknd and the people around him. Claim the 6, which is like Canada, or this area in Canada, and you boys ain't even come from it. We're going to skip most of this because it's not to Kendrick, but the gist of it is you had a few people coming at Drake. Rick Ross also did a diss track to Drake not long after Like That came out, going at him for different things, but saying he was a fraud. He called him white boy many times. He implied that he got no surgery and that he had fake abs implants, which, yeah, you know.
Man, you tell me what I can do, man.
Just after he says big difference between Mike then and Mike now, and then he says, what the fuck is this, a 20v1 nigga? That was kind of the narrative Drake is getting piled on. Kendrick attacking him, Metro booming, and Future doing an album called We Don't Trust You with a bunch of people dissing him. You also had Rick Ross on that album with them, although not dissing him on that album. He was with them, and then not long after, he's dissing Drake. The narrative that Drake and his team were trying to push was that it would be this 20v1 thing, and if Drake can take everyone out, then he would literally be the undisputed. He's taking everyone down at once. There's memes of him being Thanos, just like destroying the Avengers. A lot of this is going at different people. Verse 2. I might take a latest girl and cuff her like I'm Ricky. Can't believe he jumping in, this nigga turning 50. Every song that made it on a chart he got from Jay-Z. Spend that little check you got. Stay up out my business. So that's to Rick Ross, Ricky. The double entendre there. Rick Ross was many years ago exposed to be a former correctional officer.
Oh, wow. I can see that.
It's like full on uniform, like shaking the governor's hand while he's this guy moving keys.
Some pictures turned up of you online,
right?
Or a person that looks like you online, who's working as a correctional officer. Is that or is that not Rick Ross in those pictures?
That was me in the photos.
Is there an explanation?
I ran with a team. I was politely asked to take a position. They gave me a little time period for me to make a few moves, you know, and the day I was through, with my duty, I walked out.
Jury's still a bit out on that one. The point I'm making is that can be brought up at any point against Rick Ross. Officer Ricky, that's a nickname for him. But the thing here also, and again, Drake's MO. Rick Ross recently broke up with some woman. Not long after, Drake sends her like some handwritten invitation to a concert when he's in town. And she posted it on her Instagram or whatever. So he's saying, I might take your latest girl and cuff her, like take a girl, cuff your girl. But also cuff, like I'm Ricky because I'm Officer Ricky. Every song he made on the chart. So again, saying you owe a lot of your success to me, which is true, which could be said. Similarly, though, Drake got a lot of kudos off of Rick Ross and your futures and the people who have more of a street element to them. And so he was able to benefit off of that as much as Rick Ross was able to benefit off of his larger celebrity at that point in time.
That's interesting.
Shout out to the Hooper that be busting out the gritty. He's talking about a basketball player there, Ja Morant, who apparently they fell out because he dealt with some girl that Ja Morant dealt with. A lot of these. It all comes back down to a few things. This for all the top dogs, dropping Give Me 50. He goes back to that. And that fucking song Yard did not start the beef with us. So when you're asking, did he diss Cole? There was a shot at Cole. I don't care what Cole think. That dot shit was weak as fuck. Calling Top to see if Top want a piece up. Again, going back to Top Dog. Now, pussy, now you're on your own when you're speaking up. And then he says, Numbers wise, I'm out of here. You're not fucking creeping up. Money wise, I'm out of here. You're not fucking sneaking up. Cornball, your show money, merch money feed to us, saying we make more off of merch than you do from your live shows. Again, as a bar, whether or not it's true, it's a crazy flex. I'm gonna let you niggas work it out because I've seen enough. This ain't even everything I know. Don't wake the demon up. And then he sort of trails off into an excerpt of what sounds like another song starting before it cuts in. So Mark, that was Push-Ups.
That was.
I think it's fair that we put it up against the Matt and Marc Remarka-Board. It's the Remarka-Board scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be fooled. This scoreboard is like no other scoreboard ever invented.
You can more or less call it in terms of a final verdict on anything, really.
It's directly from God.
Well,
okay, that's what we're saying.
Don't overset it too much.
Enough sacrilege.
Impact. Immediate impact. First impressions. Lasting presence. Impact.
Impact. This is easily a 7. I'm very happy with the impact it just had on me. Listening to it now. Fresh ears, perfectly happy with the song. Even though I had my issues with it, but we'll get into it. In terms of just thinking about just straight up impact, yeah, it was good to listen. 7.
I'm going to try to sort of put myself back in a space where I heard it for the first time. This song for me, a 6.5 in terms of when I first heard it. It was like the first diss, you know? It was like the first, we're in it. You had the Like That, which was the direct call out, but this was like a full diss song. Like the production was, good, even now, still good. He was putting forward ideas. Kendrick getting extorted in his contract. That was a new concept that had never been heard. I didn't know how credible it was, only because it just didn't gel with like the idea that you'd have of TDE. But again, you just never know. So it was like, okay, that's interesting. There was nothing where I was like, oh, this is crazy. As I said, for me, the flow was a little bit repetitive. So yeah, I'd say it was about 6.5.
Sweet.
Memorability. Notable quotables. Stickiness. Iconic potential. Memorability.
So yeah, memorability. I'm surprised scoring so highly already on a Drake song. But I'll put this at a 7 as well, I'd say. I think it's been one of the songs since first hearing it has been repeatedly coming back into my head in terms of just the chorus, because it's very catchy. Yeah, I really like the vibe. The vibe is memorable, although repetitive and one-toned. It's like a memorable one-tone flow. No, I think the chorus is really catchy. So I'll give this a happy 7. I think I'm gonna be
7.
Yeah.
Now that you said about chorus and stuff, I'm like, what do I count as memorable, truly memorable? Fuck, man. Well, I can't remember. Not sure if that is already countering my point. What I would score this for memorability, again, I'm just trying to place myself there. There, to me, it was like a 6. The beat is sticky. The beat's the stickiest part. Like, to me, the shit that sticks in my head is the whip chains, wiki. Like, that just sticks in my head if I'm going really granular. As I'm thinking about the things that stick in my head, it's kind of preceded by something that happens in the instrumental.
100%, yeah.
So I was literally just that
I was literally holding back, trying not to say that.
How the fuck you big stepping with a side, and then the beat goes boom boom boom.
Huh?
And this is the thing, it's like moments, it's like sonic moments do work.
But it wouldn't work a cappella though at the same time, would it?
Like verging on silly, I would say. Like some of it, I've got the instrumental and I've got the acapella. So I was listening to the acapella just naked. You do really hear everything. To me, again, it sounds like someone just saying words that, whether they wrote or not, I think that repetition thing plays into it. And even like the end of the song, where it drops into the sort of the little snippet of the other track, DJ Academics, just where it goes, what top 5 you smoking on, Kendrick? And it's just like that little hype section, that sort of gets you there. For me, memorability, I really think about lyrics, what stays with me. And after the initial vibe, the beat makes it easy for you. The flow makes it kind of easy for you to bop along. I think for me, credibility feeds into memorability. But there were moments, I didn't think it was a very strong scathing track, but I thought it was a good entry, being the first diss track and being that he had to respond. Memorability for me, I rate that 6.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Engagement. Entertainment value. Engagement levels. Story or spectacle. Entergagement.
Entergagement. Trademark, obviously. Again, I think this kind of harkens back to a lot of what we're saying, really, in terms of this track being very entertaining in a pop kind of sense. This time listening to it more, I was definitely more engaged, more invested from beginning to end. Easily this could just be, feels like as flat as Drake's bars. I think I'm just going to go for like another 7 at this point.
7.
Yeah, it is a very good track, very direct as well in terms of the beat, and it's just fun. I think it's Drake being Drake, maybe at his best, and here is talent in the song, like a good pop artist would be. They are only as good as the producers making the track behind us. With the instrumental, everything just rocks better. It almost feels as good as a Drake song could be. We got a way to go, so I might be surprised. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go 7, man. That's my verdict.
Yeah.
That's my remark.
To be fair, man, is that Marc's remark?
That's Marc's remark. Yeah.
Well, Matt's comeback, I don't know. Mine is shit, bruv. It doesn't even work.
How did that work?
Matt attack. Mine is like a Dan Fireball, you know, like that lame, limp, fucking pink Fireball energy over here. I would actually, spot on, Mark, I would rate it a 7 also. I think that, as you said, it sort of just ticks all of those boxes, doing what it needs to do. Drake was able to, being the first diss track, set like a decent tone. It's an entertaining track. So I'll keep this one short. That would also be a 7 for me.
Oh, yeah.
Surprise, shock factor, ingenuity, and innovation. Unpredictability. Surprise.
I guess there's not too many surprises in the timelines of things. I would say the most surprising part of this track, just the quality of it. It was just a straight up track. I think the thing that surprises me most about this track is how much it almost sounds like an album track. Like if this is a response and this wasn't already preloaded and Drake wrote this like 4 years ago, it's like, I'm gonna get Kendrick one of these days. I've got this track lined up, bruv. Just you wait.
What's joke is that he'd be saying it in that accent as well. He'd be saying it in some weird faux London roadman accent.
You know, we get all my producers on this and my writers and my mates and my mum. Mum, what do you think about this?
Anyway, I'm not gonna say more.
So yeah,
where mums are involved.
If something doesn't surprise me, and it surprises me in terms of how good it is, so I'm just gonna put it as a flat 5, really.
You're stealing my numbers here. So my surprise score would also be a 5. We're not just fucking copying each other here, guys. I promise you. It's the first track, but you know that he's going to respond. So there's no surprise factor. Like Kendrick's bar in Like That was a fucking surprise. Not only did Kendrick come out of nowhere, and then the fact that he was going at Drake and J. Cole, how he was going, that was everything at that point. And again, man, like as you said, it's kind of like it is Drake being Drake. This song reminded me of Back to Back, track that he took Meek Mill down with back in the day. Presentation of it was great. Not only the song, but the whole sort of campaign. So he had a song just before Back to Back came out, something you could play in a club, something that you could put on an album, like you said. Meek Mill had no chance to respond, so he did Charged Up, which was like a baiting song, and then Back to Back came out, and it was just like a million quotables. The beat was bouncy as fuck, and I think at that time as well, Drake hadn't had that sort of a conflict or that sort of battle. Meek Mill was known as a street guy, street rapper, and he also had like a famous link to like just battling on the street sort of thing, like you would battle back then. So he kind of had that reputation being street and then being like thorough in terms of like that lyrical aggression and like knowing what a battle is, like in the realest of terms, just on a fucking street corner battling. Drake beat him then, and just sonically I feel like that was the intent, dominate with this commercially tailored sort of song. That again takes away some surprise factor. I've seen this done before. You're gonna do it on a different beat and it's with a different opponent, but I've seen this play. But just in terms of the flow, he did switch it up and he did do a few things. It was cookie cutter, but it was meant to be that. And overall, it was very Drake, so that wasn't a surprise. It just reminded me of Back to Back, so it wasn't a surprise. The element that you kind of knew would have to come because he was going to respond, again, took away that surprise element. I would give that a 5 also.
Quality, content and execution, technical aesthetic, standard of production, quality.
This definitely feels like a quality track, I guess, from like the vein of pop in terms of God knows how many fingers were in this pudding to make it, but like, it's good, you know. It's not great, it's definitely not poor. It's very Britney Spears, if you could say that. Well, I like a few Britney tracks. Just don't tell anyone that.
Just the world, only the world knows that.
It'll be alright, I hope.
It's fine.
6. It's good. It's not great. It's probably better than a 6. The music is the best part. Feels like it should be a 7 again, but it doesn't deserve a 7. And when I say it like that, it's like, does it deserve a 6? I don't think it deserved a 5. So we'll go 6.
Once again,
Foreshadowing.
6 for me as well. It's above average, which would be the 5. The beat is good, it's catchy, it's not exceptional. Drake's rapping again is good, not exceptional. I've heard him do significantly better technical verses, also just in terms of energy, him really selling the emotion. And again, I can just picture him reading it off of his phone in that studio. So yeah, 6.
Bang on.
Timelessness, depth, and longevity. Unaffected relevance. Iconic dominance. Timelessness.
No small category. It makes me think of 2 things. The timelessness of the track itself and the timelessness of the track within the beef. The beef itself is going to be one of those timeless beefs, I think, for sure. So far already the impact, it's already like never ending, but I think I have to judge it as the track itself. I think I can only give it a 5 really. It's not one of those songs you're going to tell your kid about. Oh, you got to listen to this. Got to listen to this Drake track. I heard it 20 years ago when I was younger. It's not one of those.
It's not a family heirloom worthy.
It's not. It's no John Coltrane. But even 5 feels like it's rating it too high now. No, you know what? No, it's going down. I'm going for a 4.
I fucking hate you, bro. Can I have my own? My whole thing was a 4. It's not something that I think will stand like a test of time. It doesn't shift anything tectonically, whether you're looking at it sort of isolated. But the production along with the performance will sound fairly dated fairly soon. And I think that's a double-edged sword of making these contemporary pop commercial songs. You're in tow with the sound of that time. And if the potency of the message or the credibility won't stand up, because, you know, truth and facts can stand obviously the test of time because they just remain true. So if you don't have that, and then you also don't have the vocal that grabs you, that like speaks to your fucking soul, if it doesn't do that, then there's nothing to hold on to. In terms of uniqueness or innovation, it just sounds like a very Drakey song. Middle of the road, agreeable, of the now music. Don't get me wrong, Drake has tracks that are closer to timeless in terms of either the emotion that was given off, or again the production, or it has like an anthemic quality to it where you could just imagine just banging it out again and again and again. But there are tracks now that I would hear from Drake and I'd be like, yeah, like it goes off, like it's undeniable, like you're going to be bopping your head, you're going to be singing along. And it doesn't actually have many of those qualities. Comparing it to Drake's best work, not the most timeless at all. So I had 4 locked in, so 4 for me as well.
Okay, fair.
Emotion, emotional depth, soul resonance, mind, body, spirit. Emotion.
I can't say I really got much from it on an emotional level. Lyrically, it was hard for a lot of it to kind of sink in, but that's the thing, the lyrics don't even need to really sink in for me for it to hit with emotion. Like Kendrick has a way of even just being a bit peculiar at times, and you're like, oh, well that stirs up something. I don't know, like why did you just make that sound? Or this, it was like, yeah, it was just vibing, man, but emotionally it just kind of felt dead in a way. And for a diss track, it's almost like a gangster street movie, but it was like made for kids. So it's
like bugs in the light.
Left and boy, yonkers, shoulders. What I do, boss? You goofed, Doodle. You dropped a gun. And I don't allow mistakes in this outfit. 'Cause mistakes put us all in the caboose. Not that. But get him.
It's like Rocky Road ice cream with like the rocky bits taken out, and it's just smooth.
What?
He said,
oh, it's just road. It's just road then. Proper joke, man.
It's
Rocky Road without the Rocky is crazy. That is wild.
Rockless Road ice cream.
Rockless Road ice cream. Rockless Road.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
In a world full of chaos, bumps, and unpredictable crunch, why take risks? At Rockless Road, we believe ice cream shouldn't challenge you. That's why we removed the peanuts, the marshmallows, the chocolate chunks, and yes, even the rocky road itself. Introducing Rockless Road ice cream. Smooth, predictable, uneventful. because sometimes one crunch is too much. Clinically proven to contain 0 surprises for patients with an intolerance to excitement. Rockless Road for those who prefer life's journey without the bumps. Now available in vanilla and extra vanilla.
Rockless Road is corrupt, like what you've just done. That's nuts.
That's going to be used somewhere.
Just inappropriately, I'm going to be using it tomorrow. That's a rockless road he's walking down. Whatless? What? Like, that will live on. Like, that phrase has more timelessness than push-ups. It sounds like a Mario Kart level. Rockless Road. Oh my god. How much emotion have you feeling other than what you've just done?
2.
Okay.
It's a 2. Yeah.
2 for emotion.
I'll give it 2 points just for the vibe.
I feel like you've done it again. Like 2 was my number, bro. I'm telling you. I'm gonna fucking go first next time, right? I'm going first. This is gonna end. I can't rate it a 1 because he rapped on it. There was a voice and it wasn't completely flat.
No, yeah.
You know, I'd be really interested, like, unbiased Drake fans. There are obviously lots of objective Drake fans out there as well, and I'd really be interested to know how they would rate the emotion. What did you get from it? When you mention the vibe, I literally feel like people say, oh, it's a vibe, man, it's a vibe. But it's like, okay, what is that vibe? What is that for you? Like, how does that make you feel? It's
Make
like,
you want to dance, or is it more than that?
Yeah, does it really make you feel something? Or are you just feeling like, I rock with this because it's my guy? If there are any Drake fans that happen to be watching this, you may not like, these numbers that you're seeing. I really want to hear from you. Like, what does it do for you? Again, even in the like spectrum of Drake music, I've just heard a lot more things that sound like emotional paired with his production, that sort of like underwater, spacey, vibey type shit. In those moments, he can really communicate some feeling. I can say that it's probably not the most emotive song that even Drake has done, let alone the whole scope of battle songs, even deeper, just straight up like battles, URL and in RBE, like the current real battlers. That sort of level of aggression and in your faceness is completely different to what you can do on a track. Even in terms of that scale, there's like just very little emotion. So 2 is fair. I can't give it a 3. Both done 2, Mark. You happy? You happy with this?
It's going well.
You happy with
it's going well. I feel so right with my numbers.
Yeah, okay. I bet you do. All right.
Realm weight, cultural gravity, genre-based significance, orbital authority. Realm weight.
Maybe you want to give like a brief descriptive of how you describe realm weight.
Okay, sure. Because we're going to be talking about more than music on this channel, it's like books or movies or current events. Every category is almost having its own realm, but this probably exists either within the realm of hip-hop, music, or maybe just in beef tracks.
No more from you. I'm doing the next 3, bro. I don't trust you. There's something going on. They watching me, man.
Man, tell me what I can do, man.
I think it would be a 4. And I'll give it a 4 because I almost feel that 2 of those points from the 4 is based on the fact that he produced the first full diss track in this realm. You know, if you're playing chess or whatever, you know, the first move, however good or bad it is, has an effect on how that other person's going to play or like the final outcome. Technically, Kendrick made the first move, but he had to actually present the full song. It doesn't reach over a 5 because of very similar to what we've described with the timelessness, with the emotion. I think that weight kind of has to take all of that into account. You can base it on its own merit, which we've established I don't think ranks very highly in terms of even in terms of Drake's output. Sticky in that commercial sense, and nothing like crazy. And even when you were saying about the little inflections or just those little moments of like, again, just cutting through emotion, just not there. Yeah, realm weight, I would give it a 4.
Fair. Now I know how you feel, because I was actually thinking 4 sounds quite nice, you know.
Yeah, I bet you did. But hey, Mark, it's okay. You're your own person.
I am.
Doesn't mean that you don't have any original thoughts.
I went away from that.
Because I've already said it.
You know, I was thinking about 4 for only a short time. I think a 3.5 I'm going to go down to.
You're being that guy. Right. Give it a 10.
Listening to what you were saying unconvinced me from a 4. This being a diss track, I wouldn't have gotten that from this on first listen if I heard this isolated.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to give it a 2.5. I'm thinking about old school Biggie tracks where you knew he was going after someone. Like, you might not have any idea what was going on or who he was chatting about, but you knew it was a diss track. There's just aggression there. With this, almost like dancing along to the chorus, drop and give me 50. I'm not getting this as a diss track, but when I compare that to other later diss tracks, it almost scores like a 0, because it's like it doesn't hit what its intention is to do.
Yeah,
like you're saying, the first play is so important. Like the first proper move. Yeah, I give the track credit for that.
Are you saying that if you'd heard it by itself, it wouldn't be clear to you it was a diss track? If I had just heard the song, I probably would have just thought it was like a
tuna-based exercise routine.
Yeah, oh my gosh, brother. Yeah, I'm not touching that right now. Pause. What you said about it not being, it's not clear that venom, that like evil intent, or it's just very dark, you know, like you don't get any of that from it. Really cool perspective, man. I didn't think about it like that at all.
Afterglow. Life-altering linger. Vibrational endurance. Transformative ability. Afterglow.
So, Mark, how would you define afterglow?
I would say afterglow, if memorability is more how much something stays in your head, afterglow is more how much something stays with you. Does it change you in any way? Like, are you taking something with you? Like, has it changed your color?
That's it. Okay, so on that basis, I feel like the only glow I can really attribute this would be, again, mainly the production. And I don't know if that's glow or if that's, you know, again, like stickiness or quality. So yeah, afterglow, it didn't change me. It left me with like a few like, oh, that's cool lines, you know, like,
yeah.
And that's really the full extent of it. There are Drake songs that would have more of an afterglow. There are definitely tracks I can think of now. There's something that comes with that. There's like a feeling that comes with it, something that it gives you. And yeah, this doesn't do that. So afterglow 2. Have to be 2 for me, man.
Cool, fair. I think for me it's quite low as well. I think that's particularly moved me in an emotional way. I think emotion is almost like the doorway to afterglow. And so again, for me, I would say it would have to be on like the production level. If there's anything there that's kind of like feels meaningful in that way, but again, it's like very low. I think I would say a 1.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Yeah, please.
Take that feeling that you had when you first heard it today. You said that you heard it in a new light. It was the best that you sort of ever heard it.
Yeah.
The chorus is catchy. Even with that in mind, you'd rate it a 1.
Yeah, I got to think when I first heard Jimi Hendrix, John Coltrane, it had the impact, it had the memorability, but then also I was just not the same afterwards. It was just like, what just happened in that 4 minutes or that 6-minute guitar solo? My brain almost feels scrambled afterward. It changed how I thought about music or what music could be on some level. That's afterglow to me. Meteor entering into your life and then just that devastation afterwards. This feels like a stone chucked into a pond.
The rock's just gonna sink.
That's it. The birds are gonna come out. It's all over with. And because it is just very middle of the road, it's hard for it then to have any afterglow in a way. So yeah. It's a little bit spiritual afterglow.
I love that description of it changing you. Something can make an impact. It can be vibey, but what does it actually do to you? Really good. Really good.
Enjoyment. Personal satisfaction. Replay value. Overall assessment. Enjoyment.
The very last category. Enjoyment. So for me, this is pretty easy. It just calls to me. It's a 4.
Okay.
It's a 4 for me. Again, very middle of the road. Nothing spectacular. Nothing you could say was awful or amateur. But again, even comparing Drake to his previous work, as meandering as it is, he's done better. You know, I've enjoyed other songs a lot more, songs that were not diss songs necessarily, and I enjoyed diss songs. A good diss song, to me, it can score fairly highly, fairly easily. If he had that aggression and he had that maybe a bit more emotion, that might have bumped him up maybe to like a 5, maybe a 6. But yeah, I'm going with 4. My overall enjoyment of it is something that can be played, and it wouldn't be like offensive to the ears, you know. But then if we're judging it, which we are, my overall enjoyment will be a 4.
I thought you were going to rate it higher.
You did.
I did. Your arguments are fair, but I think I will score it a 4 as well. You know, I'm copying you now.
Yeah, that's easily done. Mate.
No, you know what? I'm going to give it a 5. I'm going to give it a 5. So yeah, even though it is quite Rockless Road. It's one of those tracks I would be excited to hear it again, hear it louder, with more of a vibe going on, and I think it would play really well. And I think if I'd really digested all of the lyrics and enjoyed it on a lyrical level as well, I think I would enjoy it even more than how I enjoyed it listening to it tonight. I think I'll give it 5. Yeah, just because of how much I enjoyed it when I listened to it tonight.
5, yeah. Okay. That's fair, man. Okay, so those are the scores. I'm now putting our totals into our score generator.
Oh, yeah.
Matt and Marc's Remarka-Board. Drake, push-ups. Final score.
Okay, so, Mark, this is nuts. Your final score, yeah, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Was 46.5, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
And do you know what my score is?
Is it the same?
It's the exact fucking same. 46.5. After all that fucking and ahhing and 0.5s, just ended up in the same goddamn numbers. Okay, guys, so as you can see, our final score for Drake push-ups is 46.5 exactly on the dot. We both scored that exactly, and math dictates that it's also that is the final percentage.
Good remarking, my friend.
That was great.
Rock this road, trip out the soul for you. Rock this road, trip out the soul for you.